Meet Your Maker is a new first-person shooter from the developers of Dead by Daylight. The setting is that of a post-apocalyptic world, the sandy kind. Honestly, couldn't grasp much about what's going on in the story outside of there's a big jelly lady in a tank that hypes me up after every raid, and NPCs who let me buy stuff from them while they all sit on their chairs. I think clones are involved and the fate of humanity, but I really don't know. The story is not something you'll be worrying about much either. In the game you either build or raid a construction built by other players. Raiding is separated into 3 difficulties depending on how much of a knob the creator was. The main objective of a raid is to find glowing red crystals, steal it and escape. To prevent you from getting lost, there is a little goblin man with a box on his back who is harvesting the red crystal. So you can follow him to see where it is, but the poor little fella can die. Along your way you'll have to escape, destroy and dodge traps and enemies. Again, the difficulty of these being on how much the creating player wants to be a penis. You will die in the game, but death is a learning experience. Killing enemies and traps will reward you with resources and XP. You are equipped with a main ranged weapon and a sword. The game right now offers 2 weapons of ranged and melee varieties. A bolt gun and crossbow for the ranged, and a sword and a slightly larger sword for the melee. And while I don't want generic sniper shotguns, a wider variety of weapons would be welcome, as I've only been really using one weapon throughout my time playing, as the other options just kinda seem useless. Completing a raid will reward you with resources, as I said, which you can use to buy and upgrade your weapons, suits and mods. It will also allow you to level up the Jelly Lady, which will again reward you with more resources. Every so many raids will allow you to tackle a champion outpost, which will reward you with more resources and XP for all categories. These outposts normally have a high kill count, so they are more dangerous than the regular ones you'll tackle. And that is pretty much the raiding experience. Raid, level up stuff, raid again. So if you get bored of being unalived in endless death traps created by other players, you can be the penis to other players. Creating your outpost requires currency to purchase the plot of land. I think it's called a burial site, but a plot of land sounds a lot more homely. Each one will cost different amounts and allow you to build different amounts of stuff on that plot. Building is done in blocks, and there is quite a wide variety of blocks you can place, all following the industrial theme in some way. Each block is able to be 3 different shapes, which can be moved around to your liking. There are also various decor items to choose from, such as stickers, lighting, and just general things to add flavour to your creation. Next will be your player enders. Traps and enemies can be placed anywhere you like. Enemies can be even pathed if you so choose. Earning XP for your NPCs will allow you to buy more traps and mods, such as detection range, lasting longer, and traps being active once the player has stolen the prize. Once your creation is built, you can activate it, which will last for 24 hours, and the outpost itself will gain points depending on how many people rate it and pass away in the outpost. Once you've gained enough points, you can prestige the base, which will give it another 24 hours of life, giving you more space to add more traps and blocks. If you don't reach the required amount for the prestige, you can just reset it and try again. It won't delete the base, but you won't be able to add more stuff to it. So the general loop of the game is, play a few raids till you have enough currency to buy the first outpost plot, make an outpost, then raid or go play Roblox while you wait for the 24 hours to tick down, prestige it, and go raid. Rinse and repeat. As for myself, I can't play this game for more than a few raids at a time. I generally only play dangerous raids, which are the middle ground, as the normal difficulty is a bit too easy, but they are normally more aesthetically pleasing and more interestingly put together, while the brutal ones are basically insane Mario Maker levels which take me quite a while to beat, and I normally just get too annoyed to play them. But if you are into sadness and misery, then go for it, play the brutal ones. After hopping on, I go loot my base, prestige it, do some raids, upgrade some people, then I just get bored. A lot of the bases, while different in design, all fall into industrial looking, which gets pretty tiresome, and outside of just leveling up to get better mods for bases, and some relatively weak upgrades for yourself, there's not a whole lot to work towards. There's barely any weapons and armor sets to unlock, so you are just playing the loop, which again is fine, but I find myself getting bored after a few rounds. The game does offer co-op, so you can raid or build with a friend. I tried a few rounds of co-op, and other than having some delay, which may be a problem, that was my fault. It was fun. You can revive your friend, which made tackling harder dungeons that bit easier. The game runs for £25, is on PlayStation, Xbox and PC, and for $25 I can't really recommend it unless you love the idea of running brutal courses in industrial levels hundreds of times. I got the game free on PS Plus which by the time this video gets released will have cycled out, so I would say if you like the look of it but aren't willing to drop 25, wait for a sale. Thank you for watching and I'll see you next time.